Hello dear students and welcome back to the part 2 video of What Lies Beneath. Let us have a quick recap. In our last video, we read an interesting interview of Friedrich Hebert, a famous archaeologist, where he shared about his favorite discovery where he was excavating with his team at a great site on the Red Sea coast of Egypt. Children, in front of you are few pictures. All these pictures are related to one country. Can you guess the name of this country? Bingo, it's Egypt. Egypt is undoubtedly a mysterious land. And one very popular part of this mysterious land is this. What is this, students? Right, it's a mummy. Many such mummies were found in the tombs, which are called as pyramids, and this points out that the Egyptian civilization successfully flourished hundreds of years ago. Now we will start reading on page number 79. But before that, we need to know few things about the Egyptian culture and religious belief of mummification. Firstly, we should know what are mummies. A mummy is a body of a person or an animal that has been preserved after death. It was very important to ancient Egyptian religious belief that the human body was preserved with a method called mummification. You must be thinking, who were these mummies? Well, they were Egyptians who could afford to pay for the expensive process of preserving their bodies for the afterlife. The next question which comes to our mind is, why did the Egyptians make mummies? The answer we have already discussed. Because they believed in afterlife. Afterlife? What exactly is afterlife? It's interesting to know, students. The Egyptians believed that when they died, they would make a journey to another world where they would lead a new life. Quite surprisingly, these mummies were buried with few objects. What objects did they put in the Egyptian tombs? Actually, they were the belongings of the person who was buried. Students, I'm sure you have seen the picture of pyramids. Do you know what they exactly are? Well, the pyramids are stone tombs of Egyptian kings who were called pharaohs. Let us have a small quiz now. Look at the screen. Here are few fill in the blanks for you. You can take a screenshot of this, solve it and share your answers on WhatsApp with me. Come back to page number 79 now. We will start reading from the first line. In some ancient cultures, it was considered important to preserve a body for afterlife. This was done by bandaging the body with different kind of mixtures and chemicals. The bandaged body was called a mummy. It was an expensive process, so only bodies of important and wealthy people were mummified. The mummies were buried in pyramids along with other valuable items. Let us read a magazine article about an excavation in Peru, South America. Mystery of the tattooed mummy. Students, do you know what is a tattoo? I'm sure you know. But this mummy had mysterious tattoos. Let us start reading it further. In an underground chamber deep inside an ancient pyramid in Peru, a mummy lay hidden in a gold-filled tomb for nearly 1600 years. An archaeologist noticed rectangular patches of soft clay in the pyramid's floor, a telltale sign. His heartbeat quickened. He suspected that someone powerful would be buried here. Students, have you experienced a moment where your heartbeat quickened? Maybe when you tried something adventurous, or when you tried to solve a puzzle and you were just about to solve it. Do you know that experience, that feeling? It is called heartbeat quickened. The same experience was of this archaeologist. He was standing in a secret location, a courtyard near the peak of the biggest pyramid at El Brujo, Peru, a ceremonial site of the ancient Moche people. The civilization's ruler who controlled the north coast of Peru from AD 100 to 800 probably reserved the spot for a great king or a great warrior. Finally, after weeks of careful digging, the scientists peered through the ancient dust. In front of them lay the world's largest and best preserved mummies. As they unwrapped the bundles, hundreds of treasure were revealed, including gold nose rings and necklaces. Turn the page and come to page number 80 now. Sparkling crowns, huge war clubs, and spear throwers, usually reserved for the Moche's greatest warriors. But when archaeologists lifted a gold bowl and the cloth covering the mummy's face, they found the biggest surprise yet. The mummy wasn't a king or a male warrior. It was a young Moche woman, and she was covered in mysterious tattoos. Until now, research has shown that only men ruled Moche society, a warrior culture. Where did this 20-something woman fit in? She was a queen, a high priestess, a warrior princess. What do you think, students? What was she? Was she holding an authoritative position? Let's read further and check. One thing for sure, this Moche VIP would have received star treatment. Students, what do you mean by star treatment? Yes, when we give extra comfort or care to someone. Have you ever given star treatment to someone? Or have you received a star treatment from anyone? Do share your answers with me. When visiting her people, servants would have carried her high above the crowd on a litter, a special platform reserved for only the most elite figures. Anthropologist John Verano says her gold objects would have shimmered so brightly you could have seen them from miles away. Wow, that's indeed amazing, isn't it, students? Today, this mysterious woman is making headlines again. Her well-sealed tomb helped preserve hundreds of ancient artifacts. Even her dress and braided hair. It's like going back in a time machine to AD 450 and seeing her just as she was. But now the scientists have unearthed more questions than answers. What did the mummy's elaborate tattoos mean? With drawings of snakes, spiders, crabs, and imaginary animals crawling along her arms, legs, and feet. She has more body art than any known mummy. Children, turn the page and come to page number 81 now. Look at the right side. You can see the picture of this Moche woman who was mummified. You can very clearly see the tattoos made on her arms and legs. Check out her clothes. The gold which she is wearing And look at the gold nose ring. Doesn't it look unique and attractive? This picture is actually based on what the archaeologists were able to guess. They have imagined that she would have looked like this. Let us continue reading now. No one knows for sure what these creatures mean, but the people believed in animals and why the mummy was buried with 23 spear throwers. Even the most powerful male leaders were buried with only one or two. Did her bodyguards leave the weapons to protect her in the afterlife? Do you think that, students? Could that be true? Most importantly, why did this adored woman die at such a young age? The skeleton showed no signs of disease or injury. Some experts think she may have died while giving birth, but the researchers are still uncertain. Whoever this woman was, it's clear from her elaborate burials that she was a star among her people. And now the ancient heroine's tomb is helping experts recreate her life and the world of the Moche people. So with this, students, we have finished reading a fun-filled article on Tattooed Mummy, which was published in National Geographic Kids magazine. I'm confident that my students have gained more interest in reading about such mysterious things. You can definitely Google and research about the mysterious things around the world. The notebook work for this lesson will be shared with you soon. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.